Hey, what's up guys? And today we're here back at BMW Motorcycles of Southeast Michigan. And today we got a beautiful 2024 Racing Red S1000RR. This one's not brand new. This one is pre-owned. It only has 200 miles on the dash. Here, come show you. 199 miles. This thing is mint condition, brand new. The last owner barely rode it. And it comes with a bunch of goodies. So first you have the NRC tail tidy, and then my favorite part is it already comes with a full Akrapovic titanium exhaust. It comes with the stock can with the titanium headers and mid pipe. This thing sounds incredible. I'll start it up for you guys later. It also comes with these Evotech frame sliders as well. It's a must if you ride a sport bike or any kind of bike. I think that you should always have some sort of frame sliders or protection on your bike. I think that these are the only mods that are on the bike, as well as it does have a charger for your battery tender, because I know that the season's about to end here in Michigan. So that's a very good feature. As well as this bike is for sale right now at BMW Motorcycles of Southeast Michigan. I will leave the number and the address in the description. I would recommend you that come by now and come get this as it's here. I don't think that this bike will last like more than 2-3 weeks. This bike is hot. If I were to get another bike, I would totally get this. And I've had a few of these bikes in the past, and honestly, it's my favorite bike. So I guess now we'll just start off the bike for you guys and let you hear what it sounds like. This thing sounds nuts. Also does have Evotech mounts for your rear stand. But I guess that's pretty much the whole overview of the bike, and now we'll go take it for a ride and I'll tell you guys how it feels on the road. Nobody likes the new catalytic converters or the Euro 5 emission standard, how these bikes sound from factory. They don't really sound like, the bike doesn't really sound like a true super sport. But with this exhaust that is on this bike, the bike sounds absolutely insane. Every time you're off the throttle, it gives you those nice little pops and bangs. And when you're just sitting here at a light idling, it sounds stock. It doesn't idle like crazy. It doesn't sound like it's cammed. But when you get on the throttle, it really opens up the exhaust, and you get that really nice sounding exhaust sound. Like, I'll get on it in first gear and show you guys. Oh, every time you shift, those shifts are lightning fast. They sound amazing. On the downshifts, even better. You get those pops and bangs. Everything is so responsive, and I keep telling people that the S1000 and the M1000RR have the fastest quick shifter from factory that I've ever felt. And even on these roads right now, they are pretty bumpy roads, and I don't feel much. The suspension's very nice, but at the same time, I get that really like racy feeling. I recommend to everybody who buys these types of bikes to get your suspension tuned for your weight, because it makes a really big difference depending on what you want to do. If you're tracking the bike, I would totally recommend that you do that. If you're even street riding and you want to hit the canyons or the curves or the back roads, even do that even more. Even if you're roll racing, if you want to lower the bike and if you want to make it into a straight line, king, then I would still recommend that you tune your suspension, because it makes a huge difference. But the way it's tuned up right now from factory is really impressive, because I can just flick this bike wherever I want, and I have so much confidence on the front end. It feels very nice from factory. The front and the rear brake feel amazing.
is very responsive. They're not really sluggish like on other super bikes, but yet it's not too twitchy to where, you know, I'm banging my head every single time I brake. The clutch is very light. I can just let off the clutch and the bike will move by itself. It's not like other bikes where I have to give it a ton of gas. The engagement feels very nice, and all the technology that's in this bike is nice. Like, I've been caught in rainstorms on my M1000, and I was lucky that this had a rain mode, because it cut down the power, turned up the traction. I felt very safe in the rain. It has a road mode. If you don't want the pops and bangs and you don't want as crazy of a throttle response, the road mode is very nice to just cruise on the highway with. And something else that I love that this bike has from factory is cruise control. I'll show you guys that in a second. I'll put this bike in cruise control right here. I mean, I'm just going 30 miles an hour, but look, this thing is smooth as butter. This thing is truly the best of both worlds. It's a beast on track and on the street, and even on a straight line is one of the fastest bikes on the market. And then you get this, which is, I feel like I'm on a naked bike right now. It's the most comfortable position that I felt. And you have all the cool technology and amenities of this bike. It's just, this is, and I keep telling people all the time, this is literally the best super bike for sale right now. I'll give it one more pull. Insane throttle response. And this is still in braking period, guys. I'm still limited to 9,000 RPM. And it already feels like this. Absolutely nuts. I love the exhaust burbles that come out of this bike every time you let off the throttle and downshift. I won't talk for a second, and hopefully that the camera will pick it up. Nuts. A lot of people cross shop this bike with a Panigale V4 or a Yamaha R1, and I always tell people that take the money out of the question. What do you want to do? And most people are not doing anything crazy. They're just having a super bike for the street. I tell people this is the best bike on the market right now for roll racing. If you look at the roll racing scene, everybody has S1000s, and that's for a reason. It's not because they just look cool. Because they're extremely tunable, they're very fast. Even with an exhaust and a tune, a simple flash, which you can buy a tune at BMW Motorcycles of Southeast Michigan. It is a BT mono tune. These bikes wake up like crazy, and I know that some people talk about the dead zones, but really it's not that noticeable. And once you get into the higher RPM ranges, the dead zone isn't even there. And then once you flash the bike, it turns into a whole different animal. On track, this bike is one of the best bikes. For roll racing, this bike is probably the best bike that you can buy right now. It's the most reliable. In my opinion, it's the best looking. And on top of that, it's the best bang for your buck. What other super bike could you get with this much technology packed in it for under $30,000?
We're back from the ride, and I just wanted to show you guys all the controls that come on the S1000. So if I click up on the menu button, I can change my information on the top of the screen. So that's trip 1, trip 2, have my MPG, I have my time, have my average speed, tire pressure, intake temperatures, my range until empty, my fuel, and my miles. Now if I click down on the menu button and I'll go into this screen. Now here's where this bar comes into use, where I can click left and right. I have my vehicle. If I want to select my vehicle, all I have to do is press down on the menu button. And look at here, I get my oil temperature, my range, my battery voltage, and my tire pressure. Now, if I want to leave the menu, I just click up on the menu button. I can cycle through to sport. And on the sport menus, I have different types of screens for your dash. So I have active lean angle that shows your maximum lean angle for your last ride, shows your DTC levels, your braking. And then I can switch over to a different one by just toggling here. Lap time. Then my personal favorite screen is this one, because it shows you your live lean angle and your maximum lean angle. It shows you your lap times, your best lap, your last lap, if you're improving on each sector, and your DTC as well. So if I want to just go all the way back, go back up. Navigation. This is a bike which I love the fact that it has built-in navigation. All you have to do is download the BMW Motorrad app. You link it to your bike, and you have live navigation turn by turn, as well as you have your media. So if you have a Cardo or you have a Senna or some sort of audio in your helmet, then I can link that up to my bike as well. I can have my music playing. I can even swap my songs here. My calls from my phone will show up. So if I have my phone linked and my Cardo linked, and my friend is calling me, then I can see that he's calling me, and then I can pick it up or decline. And you have your phone as well, and then you have your settings. So if you click down on the settings, you have a bunch of different modes and settings. We'll go into vehicle settings for now. Riding mode pre-selection. A lot of people Google or YouTube, how do I get Race Pro? Does my bike not have Race Pro? And then here's what you do. Settings, riding mode pre-selection. And you click on it again. Here are all the active settings. Let's just take off dynamic, for example, and then we have 3 Race Pro options. I can only have 4 linked at a time, but let's say I wanted Race Pro 1 active. So I can go all the way down to configuration and configure my Race Pro settings. So engine, obviously 1 being the most and 4 being, or 5 being from rain. So you have 5 different power settings. Engine brake, you have 1 to 3. Let's just put it on 3 for now. You have traction. You have 6 different traction settings. Leave it on 3. You have your wheelie control, which I love the wheelie control in this bike. It doesn't limit you that much. So if you pin it and you have it on 3, it will not bring you that high. Let's just put it on 2. Your ABS, you have a bunch of different ABS settings. You have 5 different ABS settings, and it tells you what each one does on each mode. And then you have your DDC, which is your suspension. I recommend everybody go gets this set up for your weight. And then you can save it by just going back, and then it leaves that menu, and then you can confirm that it's saved. And then all I have to do is click the mode button, and then now I'm in Race Pro 1, but I'll put it back in race now. You have your heated grips. You have 3 different settings of grips. You have 3 being the hottest, 2 and then 1 and then off, which I love, especially here in Michigan in the fall or in like the early spring. I always have my grips on. So let's just say you go back all the way up to your main setting. If I'm in, in Race Pro 1, I can set up my DDC on the go. I can have anything that I want is just through this button right here. Obviously you have your horn, you have your cruise control, which all you do is you slide this over, you adjust your speed, and then it activates. And then if you don't want it, on anymore, or if a red light is coming up, all you have to do is just hit the brake or slide this back over, and you're good. Traction I can have on, and then if I hold it, it goes completely off. We'll turn that back on. And then you have your hazards, and that's basically all the technology that's packed into this bike right here. A lot of people get intimidated by how much there is, but it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just watch a video or this video, or go even ask your local dealership about the technology that's in this bike. I personally love how much is in this bike from factory. It really makes riding on the street very comfortable, very easy, and you have a bunch of different modes for whatever you're trying to do. But I think that wraps it up for this bike review. Yeah, until next time.